David Benavidez, his team, his dad says Canelo is making excuses, scared to fight against Benavidez. Let's talk about it. Let go. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you come in, smash the like button, SLC, subscribe, like, and comment. I am the best in boxing. The past, the present, and the future. The best in digital sports. So, there's a recent interview with David Benavidez's father, trainer, and he's getting at Canelo Alvarez. This is what he says, and I quote, "You think Canelo cares about other fighters? He cares about himself. He cares about making money, and those are just excuses. I never in my life heard about the champion if he wants to be like Julio Cesar Chavez. To me, Julio Cesar Chavez is the best Mexico has ever given. He will never be like him because he fought Black, Puerto Rican, Mexicans, anybody, right? So he's saying anybody can't get it when it comes to Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., which is true. You know, you can say like, oh, he lost to Oscar De La Hoya in the 2 fights. You could say, oh, the Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker fight was a robbery. But at the end of the day, what you can't say is that he was ducking fades. He fought Roger Mayweather, rest in peace, the Black Mamba, the original, you know, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant as well. He fought against Meldrick Taylor. So Frankie Randall, he was willing to fight prime black fighters, unlike Canelo. He was willing to fight Mexican or Mexican-American gold medalist like Oscar De La Hoya. So it's absurd to hear what Canelo is saying. This guy Canelo, this is back to the quotes. Jose Benavidez Sr. continues by saying, this guy Canelo is saying that he will not fight any Mexicans. Now he's saying if Zurdo Ramirez beats Bivol, he will not fight Mexicans. I have no respect for this guy. Champions, they fight anybody. It doesn't matter. Why don't you come shut me up? Fight David Benavidez. What it is he's scared of fighting David Benavidez. If David were so easy, he wouldn't care if he were Mexican, but he knows David is stronger, bigger, and hungrier. And I wouldn't call Canelo pound for pound because he lost to Bivol, but he is a dangerous fighter. We are not afraid to take challenges like that and risk our undefeated record against somebody like Canelo. He doesn't want to take the opportunity to risk losing to David Benavidez and taking all his fame. He lost to Bivol, not a problem. If he loses to David, David becomes a superstar and Canelo is forgotten. That's what I think. You're saying he fought everybody. He's a champion. He should fight. We are now the interim champion for the WBC, so it should be mandatory. Been mandatory for a long time, and now I don't understand. Why not fight David Benavidez? Come shut us up and show the people you can beat David Benavidez. I think Canelo is scared. He knows he can't beat David Benavidez. That's why he is making all these excuses. End quote. Now, I agree 1,000%. It is remarkable and perhaps astonishing that you have anybody in world boxing that is supporting Canelo's statements. I've seen quotes from Mexican-American, Andy Ruiz Jr., Isaac Pitbull Cruz, and in my opinion, I think they went light on Canelo. Now, you can say, oh, Andy Ruiz, he was in Canelo's gym and they got a friendship, but friend or foe, you should be able to keep it real in an interview. And to me, it's pretty remarkable and stunning that you have anybody who can condone this type of behavior, especially like even Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is fighting Luis King Kong Ortiz, who was a top 10 great, guy who went against Deontay Wilder, beat Brian Jennings, and things like that. So he's taking risks. So if you're willing to take risk, and he said he wants to fight Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, oh my God, right? Then how can you, if that's your mentality, credit to Ruiz, but if that's your mentality, then how can you also be accepting of what Canelo is talking about? So I like Jose saying all this stuff about Canelo because it matches up and perfectly aligns to everything that your boy Ego said about Canelo Alvarez. This is a duck. This looks bad. And you got to just look for the signs, like Mel Gibson. You got to look for the patterns. At the end of the day, Canelo seems to get this get out of jail free card. Anytime he's in distress, it's like the WBC, they sent him the franchise champion SOS. You know, so it's like Canelo, when he's broke down on the side of the road, he puts up flares and, you know, SOS and distress. You know, they have the emergency lights that flash and, you know, hazard lights and things like that. And he puts these bat signals up for the WBC and, you know, puts these roadblocks up to good fights happening. That's not really the mark of a true champion. That's not something, in my opinion, that should be celebrated. You should be pushed to define your greatness, and greatness is not something like once and done. Because if you look at the sport of boxing, how many guys were here today but gone tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? Like Buster Douglas. No offense, but he didn't have like a legendary career. He had a legendary upset. So boxing is just, it's coveted. It's so respected. It's pugilism. It's smarts. It's wits. You know, it's everything. So I just can't understand and fathom how people would hear and see what Canelo is talking about and saying like his idea of greatness and then agree to that when he's excluding. You shouldn't be able to exclude any group of people. I've used this example before. It's like the NBA. That's like the Boston Celtics saying we're not playing against the Lakers. We're not playing against any West Coast teams. I mean, you don't really get that option. And it's those rivalries in sports like the Celtics versus the Lakers or the 49ers versus the Packers, the Green Bay Packers. That's these legendary rivalries is what makes sports. You could think of those clutch games like, oh, the Dallas Cowboys versus this, the 49ers versus the Seahawks, right? So you shouldn't be able to exclude competition. So I agree 1,000% with Jose Benavidez. It's an excuse, and Canelo gets these get out of jail free cards where because he's popular or whatever the people tend to accept what he's saying. Like okay, you want to fight Golovkin when he's 40, going to be 41 next year and on your own time, but we wanted to see you fight Golovkin immediately after the second fight for clarity. He didn't do that. You could have fought Jermall Charlo at 160 and then you became the franchise champion. They created a witness protection program so you didn't have to fight him. Now he's excluding Mexican fighters and saying the guy who's ranked WBC, you know, the highest ranked person who's still unbeaten, still tearing guys up, forced David Lemieux to retire. You're saying you don't want to fight him either, or Zurdo Ramirez if he wins. So you could do good in boxing. Like if Zurdo wins, that'll be his best career win if he could beat Bivol coming off the Canelo performance. But instead of rewarding them, then he plays this game. Furthermore, what shows that this is Canelo Alvarez is this. When there were other fighters like PBC fighters, Charlo, David Benavidez, etc., Canelo and the Canelo stands and the Cinnabons, Canelo put out this narrative that the Cinnabons ran with, and he basically said, oh, those guys, they should fight each other to deserve me, right? Okay, so if that's your real statement, then explain this. If Zurdo fights and beats the guy that just beat you, who's unbeaten and a champion, then surely a win like that should deserve you. So you could see Canelo doesn't want these fights because you told the PBC fighters, David Benavidez, Charlo, Caleb Plant rematch, whoever, you said they need to fight each other. Errol Spence, all them guys, they had the Demetrius Andrade, they should have like a tournament to fight each other to prove their worth. And then the Canelo stands ran with this. But then if Zurdo wins versus the guy that just beat you, Bivol, that's a credible win. And you're still saying you won't fight him off of a credible win. Boom. SLC, subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know how I did in this video. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready. with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.